Get ready for aggressive police officers in today's episode.
Yes, you are being
Am I being
detained?
detained?
Identify who you are.
That's not the way this goes.
Well, I don't care what you say.
Okay.
Officers who combine personal matters with their professional responsibilities.
You're looking at our patrol cars.
Is that breaking the law, or is that just you don't like it?
No, I want to know who you are.
And then some just run away when they realize they've made a mistake.
Permit, okay? I have another call I have to go to.
Sir,
be safe pulling out into traffic.
It's a federal law. You don't know the law.
Let's start today with this case, shall we? Stig's Persian cousin, a YouTuber, taped this after a bad police interaction in the US. Despite obeying traffic and municipal laws, he won the debate. He informed the officer of stuff he didn't know, and the officer fled. The Dubai-based YouTuber drove throughout North America as a tourist. Despite observing traffic laws and local legislation, the following happened in Albany, Oregon.
Hello.
Hey, I'm Trooper Rummer with the state police. I got
Nice
a little
to meet you.
microphone.
Nice to
Gonna
meet you.
record our conversation, okay?
Yes, sir.
The reason I'm stopping you is because you don't have any license plates on this car.
Okay.
Any reason for that?
I'm from Dubai. It's my license plate right there.
Okay, but you're not in Dubai.
I'm visiting as a tourist.
Well, no, you're not visiting as a tourist if you brought a car with you. Okay,
well,
do you have your driver's license with you?
Yeah, of course. How it works is we ship the cars. We get a permit, and
You don't have a permit.
What you need is a carnet.
What's that?
A carnet. It's a very rare thing. I know you're confused, but we
No,
fly
I'm
them.
not confused. If you want to drive this car,
Yeah.
you have to have a license plate from somewhere in the United States or a trip permit, which you don't have. Do you have your driver's license with you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the way it works is we get a EPA exemption,
Pardon me?
a EPA exemption, and then a carnet de passage.
Do you have any of that?
Of course, yeah. I'm gonna provide
you
everything.
have something that says you can drive this car on the road?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at that.
Of course. So it's gonna be a lot of documents. I'll give you one by
Because
one.
I think what you're talking about is the ability to import this, and what I'm talking about is registering it.
No. Well,
You have your driver's license with you.
yeah. I'm just trying to answer.
Despite the driver's statements, cops don't comprehend. To clarify, this context uses carnet de passage and EPA exemption. The carnet de passage in Douane, CPD, allows duty-free temporary car importation. You can temporarily import your car without customs costs with its passport. The exemption lets the EPA regulate car emissions. No non-EPA compliant cars can be imported or driven in the US, some exceptions. Non-resident visitors can import EPA uncertified cars if they don't sell or export them. Context and legislation simplify the situation. Watch the officer's reaction.
It's a temporary import.
It's
and
a
then
what?
It's a temporary import. It's not a permanent thing. We fly our cars here, we do our trips, and we fly them back. That's how it works. I know it's confusing, but
No, it's not confusing. It's very simple.
no,
All
sir.
right. If you have some sort of import,
Yeah.
that's to get it into the country. Okay.
I'll
Let me see what you have that says you can drive it on the road in Oregon.
You understand in a second.
Pardon me?
You're gonna understand in a second.
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about right now.
So this is my permit. It's an international federal agreement.
Okay.
And I'm gonna provide you with a driver's license in a second.
Do you have your insurance with you?
Yes, sir. So this would be the international driver's license, which they come as a package. There you go. The other part is inside it as well.
The officer said he wasn't defensive, but became annoyed when he realized he didn't know about these permits and certifications.
This is not insurance.
Sir, on the bottom, you can read it. It's insurance. The policy number is there as well.
Where are you taking this car?
I'm going to Canada.
We're going where?
I'm going to Canada, Vancouver.
Where did you import the car into?
From Canada, I drove it in here. I do a road trip every 2 years.
You do a what trip?
Imagine you want to drive your car in Europe. What do? You ship your car there, you drive it for a month, and you ship it back.
No, that's not what I do. Okay, look. You
What is your question, officer? I can answer your question.
look,
Yes, sir.
here's your stuff here. You got to get a temporary permit, okay? I have another call I have to go to.
Sir,
be
you don't-
safe pulling out into
It's
traffic.
a federal law. You don't know the law.
We're not defending his behavior and ignorance, but the vehicle's foreign origins likely confused him. The motorist correctly noted that the scenario would have been the same if he had driven from the US to Europe. To conclude, foreign licensed vehicles can be driven temporarily in the US if they are properly documented, meet US regulations, or have exemptions.
How you doing?
I'm good, you.
I'm all right, brother.
Who are you?
Whoa. Who are you?
I'm Sergeant McNeely, Cleveland County Sheriff's Office.
I'm gonna step back. You really close to me, officer. Thank you.
I want to know who you are. You're in all of our vehicles.
I am,
Yeah. So we got a right to know who you are.
and I have a right to tell you. I don't want to tell you unless I've been legally convicted of a crime.
But you got some ID on you?
Why would you need ID?
Because I want to see who you are.
That's not how the law works, sir.
It does.
No, and this is not a stop and ID state. Can you tell me what crime I've committed?
What crime?
Yes.
You're looking in our patrol cars.
Is that breaking the law, or is that just you don't like it?
No, I want to know who you are.
But sir, that's not the law. That's a personal
Who are
feeling.
you?
Why?
A citizen who knows his rights will embarrass these two Cleveland County Sheriff's Department personnel. The cameraman was photographing the parking lot behind the Cleveland County Courthouse in Shelby, North Carolina, when two cops asked him for his ID, saying he was recording their patrol car. Since they were not in a stop and ID state, the videographer refused to offer an ID and said they had no right to ask. In North Carolina, police can ask anyone for their name or other inquiries. Still, it's consensual, and the person can leave or decline to answer. Stop and ID laws in North Carolina do not require people to show ID when asked. The videographer doesn't have to provide his name, but these officers already know that.
Did you ask me who I was earlier?
But you have to identify yourself because
So
you're law
do you.
enforcement. No, I don't. Not if I
Yes,
haven't
you
broken the
do.
law, sir. And you should know that. How long have you
Yeah.
been on this job?
A long
A
time.
long time, and you should know that, officer.
Yeah, I do. So, you got any ID on
No,
you?
I don't.
You
I
ain't
don't.
gonna tell me who you are?
And I don't consent to any searches or seizures either. Not unless I've committed a crime, and I haven't committed one. And you should know that law, officer. Like, I'm surprised that you've been on this job and you don't know that law. I haven't committed a crime.
So you don't understand that we got more miles back than you got forward.
Yeah.
And,
So,
and
you're really.
the
I'm gonna take a
first-
step back because y'all are
second
really
thing-
close and y'all have guns.
The
and I
second
don't.
thing is you're not going to tell us what we're going to end up doing and not doing.
No, I'm just.
You're on our property.
Yeah.
This is
you're looking
public
in
property.
our vehicles.
It's public property,
So,
and my tax
no,
dollars
this
pay
is
for this
sheriff's
vehicle,
office property.
And this is
belongs
public.
to the county. So if you want to take a picture with your phone, you can go out there on that sidewalk.
which is public. So, are you telling me that this isn't public property?
No, it's
So-
private. It's a private
private.
county property.
This is private
And
county
if
property.
we want to know who you are, then
Just-
we have a right to find out who you are.
Does tax dollars pay for this property?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which means I have the right to be here.
You don't pay taxes, do you?
Yes.
Where you pay taxes? Where you work at?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just asking. You
I
know
pay
where
taxes
you
here.
know where we work.
Because y'all are officers.
Exactly.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
So, can you see how this is in
elimination. So where do you
circles
work?
here? Tell my attorney stay on, please. So,
Oh yeah, tell your attorney. Okay, tell your attorney. Who's your attorney?
My attorney's Mr.
so what
Paul
you're
Dean.
saying is, tax dollars pay for this, but I'm not allowed to be here.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, well, no,
You're turning
that's what
around-
he just
you're
said.
turning around everything we just said.
That's what he just said,
We
officer.
said we
You're
have a right
trying
to
to turn
investigate
around
because you're on our
everything we
property.
say.
Can I have your name? Officer
No,
McNeely?
I can't.
Officer
You can't.
McNeely.
You're not gonna tell me your name.
Is that what you would tell the judge?
No, my name ain't my name's not
Is-
Officer McNeely.
Is that what you would tell the judge?
Yes.
Many courthouses, paid for and maintained by taxpayers, are public property. A courthouse's exterior or grounds are rarely private property, but there may be limited areas or zones for security. The man's solitary behavior of recording the courts from a public area may not be enough to warrant an ID check. Filming in public is legal. However, security or operational considerations may require the police to urge people to move. Officers may direct someone to record security measures, checkpoints, or jurors from afar for security reasons. This time, no.
Attorney tells.
So,
Okay.
are y'all trying to intimidate me to tell y'all who I am?
No.
I haven't broken the law.
We're just finding out who you are.
I just want to know who you are.
We have a right to find out who you are.
But I have a
Am I
right to
gonna
say
be
no.
your friend?
Well, I don't need any more friends, sir. I got a really close
then
family.
why are you here?
Because I want
Yeah.
to take pictures and film. Because it's my constitutionally protected right of anything I can see.
So why don't you go over and take pictures?
Because I want to be over here.
Well, exactly. If
Uh,
we don't want you to be here, you don't have.
But see,
you're not gonna be
but
here.
then that's a personal request. That's a personal. It's not lawful. I haven't broken the law.
You
And
have
this,
no right to be here.
How
it's
not?
like me going to a call that I have no right to go to.
Yeah.
See, it works both
So-
ways. You just can't have your cake and eat it too.
this isn't my cake. This is I can
This
be
is you
here.
wanting to do what you want to do. Is what this is.
But if I haven't broken the law, what's wrong with that?
okay, so I can go do whatever I want to.
If you haven't broken the law, you're free to go do whatever you want to do, and you should know
Really?
that. Y'all should know that. If
I
I'm
mean,
not breaking the
you
law,
should know that. You
what
should know,
hassle
you
am I
should know-
giving y'all?
You should know. You should be able to identify yourself to law enforcement.
If
officer.
I've broken the law, you can't just
It
walk
don't
up
matter
there.
if you broke the law
Yes,
or not,
it-
man. You making stuff up as
What's
you
the
go,
law?
man.
What's the stop and identify statute here?
What's the stop and identify?
Yes,
Act?
this isn't a stop and identify state. It's not. I know this.
It
I've been
don't
doing this
have
for a
to
long
be.
time.
Yeah, it don't have to be.
So
if
what
we,
you're
if
saying?
we're requesting information from you, you have to provide
If
it.
I don't give you my name,
In an ample-
are you taking me
in
to
an
jail?
ample professional
If I
time.
don't give you my name, are you taking me to jail?
Not necessarily.
We
Am
ain't
I
said
being-
nothing about jail. You're the one talking about jail.
I'm,
You're the
I'm
one-
just trying to
you're the
figure
one
out. I'm
saying-
I'm trying to
you're
figure
the
out my
one
safety
wanting
here
to
because
try
y'all
to
can't.
make us-
You're trying
Y'all
to
are
make it harder
really
than what it
aggressive.
is.
and make
No,
it
it's
harder
not.
than it's got to be.
How am I making it hard? Y'all want to know my name?
Why
I
is it
don't
so
have to
hard,
tell
though?
you
Why-
because
what do you
I
have
just
to
don't.
hide?
I don't.
What do you have to hide? We
I
ain't
tell
got
you
nothing to
what.
hide.
I tell you what.
You got
I
warrants
don't.
on you?
Tell me.
Do you suspect me having a warrant?
I don't know.
So can I ask you a question?
All right, go ahead. Ask me.
Since it's not personal,
Hurry
I
up.
mean,
Hurry up.
since it's not legal, it's personal. Can I have your
It's
address?
not personal.
Can I have your address?
Can you have my
100
address?
Joseph Place.
It's public
No, no,
record.
no, no, no.
My
Oh, no.
address is public record.
Okay, well I
I
can
ain't
get
got
it.
nothing to hide. You evidently
Why
have
don't you
something
tell
to
me?
hide.
I don't have anything to hide. It's just my
You got
right to
something
keep.
to hide.
It's just my right to withhold my information.
Mine too.
Okay then. So if you know that, why you asking me for my name and then get
Because
frustrated
I
because I
don't
won't
know
tell
who
you?
you are.
Your name.
Can I
I
ask you a
just
que-
won't know.
You don't have the power of arrest. We do.
Who's in charge
So
here?
that's what I'm saying.
So you're threatening me with arrest because I'm not
No,
telling
I'm
you my
just saying
name.
we have power of arrest and you don't.
We do have
I'm
power.
just
of
stating
arrest.
So
a
why
fact.
bring up power of
That's
arrest?
a fact. You're the one bringing that on yourself.
Who's in charge here?
We
Who's
both
in
are.
charge here?
Who has higher
Supervisor?
rank? You're a supervisor.
Yeah.
Catch your question.
No.
Are you? Yo, what? Well, I'm going to. Are you detaining me?
No.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
I'm doing well.
What's your name, sir?
Who are you?
I'm sorry?
It's not that. That's not the way this goes. Who are you?
I'm Sergeant Barry Ansis, Fort Wayne Police Department. How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
I didn't give it.
I know. I want to know what your name is.
I don't care what you want.
Well,
that's not the policy.
The Secret Service. The Secret
I don't
Service is
care.
wanting us to identify
Then
who you are.
why don't they come out here and talk to me?
They will in a moment.
Okay, go ahead. Am I being
What's your
detained?
name? What's your name?
Am I being detained?
What is your name?
Am I
sir?
being detained?
What is your
I'm gonna
name?
assume no.
What's that?
I'm gonna say, hey, don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. Public servant,
What?
don't touch.
What?
Look, public
What's your name?
servant,
Don't
you
touch
don't
your
touch
fingers,
me.
all right?
You don't touch me.
Or else what?
You don't touch me.
Or else what?
I will file a complaint.
You can file a complaint.
Don't
sir, but
touch
I'm going
me.
to identify you.
You're being live streamed.
According to-
Nope.
All right, stop.
No. Am I being
I'm
detained?
yes, you are being
Am
detained.
I being
until I
detained?
identify who you are.
That's not the way this goes.
Well, I don't care what you say.
Okay.
Officer Barriences, it would help if you worried because the cameraman is correct. It doesn't operate that way. On November 5, 2018, this man was filmed outside the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum before a Trump event. Secret Service agents nearby allegedly urged cops to check on a camera-wielding person. The dispute you just observed started then. Okay, let's start with the most essential part of this topic, the First Amendment, and then study the rest. Congress cannot establish or restrict religion under the First Amendment. Freedom of speech, press, assembly, and petitioning the government for redress are protected. He was using his First Amendment rights.
Have I broken?
What's your name?
What ordinance have I broken?
What is your name, sir?
Have I committed a misdemeanor?
What is your name?
Am I
sir?
being detained?
Yes, you are.
For under what probable cause?
Okay.
What is your RAS? Your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime.
You have your face covered.
It's
taking photos
cold
of-
outside. I have gloves on. It's cold outside.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion requires less evidence than probable cause, but more than a hunch. It justifies Terry or brief investigatory stops, in which a police officer stops and temporarily detains a person based on a reasonable suspicion of criminal behavior. Probable cause arises when the officer knows facts and circumstances that lead a reasonable person to suspect an infraction. We'll lead these two definitions eventually.
Refusing to
I'm not
identify
refusing the
himself.
ID. I'm
Let the
saying I
Secret
haven't
Service
broken the
know
law.
that He is not complying with our request for ID.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are being detained.
Under what probable cause?
The Secret Service is
Under what probable cause? I haven't
don't
committed
need
a
probable
crime.
cause to talk to you.
I haven't. It doesn't matter. You have to
not
if
gonna
you have to
argue- I'm not
detain
gonna argue the law
me.
with
Then
you.
I'm leaving.
No, you're not.
What am I being detained
Romano,
for?
is that your name? Mr.
What am I
Romano?
being detained for? What am I being detained
So the
for?
Secret Service has cleared you.
What am I being detained for? What's your name, officer?
Wants to identify you.
What's
for
your
possible
what
threat.
is your name, sir?
My name is Detective Tagmeyer.
What is your badge number, sir?
wasn't-
574.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
What reasonable,
Okay, well, we'll get
articulable
the Secret Service out
suspicion?
here and we'll see if it's the same thing.
Why don't you get the chief down here?
Chief's busy.
Well, tell Mr. Reed to come down here. He knows who I am. Tell the chief to come here.
600, 620.
Tell the chief to come here.
Let the Secret Service know that the subject is failing to identify
I'm not
himself,
failing to ID.
refusing to identify.
I'm not under 34125, 3.5. That's not it. It's not failure to ID. You haven't told me what crime I've committed.
Okay, just a second.
I don't
They're talking
want.
no, they're talking in my ear. You're not going anywhere.
Don't touch me.
You're not going anywhere.
Why am I being detained? Why am I being detained? You haven't given me probable cause for me to be detained.
Just a second. I don't need probable cause.
Yes, you do. You need reasonable articulable suspicion.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
probable cause.
What is it?
That's not.
What is it?
Reasonable.
What
articulable
crime have I committed? Of what crime?
Right now, we're
Of
not
what
sure.
crime?
That's why we're talking.
You can't hold me for you're not sure.
Sure we can.
No, you cannot.
It's called a Terry stop.
No, then Terry frisk me.
I don't need to frisk you right now.
Okay. Don't reach in my pockets. That's not part of the Terry frisk.
Unless I feel something that could be contraband or a weapon, then I can.
No, you can't.
Sure I can.
That's not a Terry stop.
Sure it is.
Nope. It's a cursory search.
All right.
How dumb do you think the public is?
I don't think they're dumb at all.
Sergeant Barrients regrets detaining the cameraman who knows his rights. The police have yet to give a basis for the detention, and the explanations could be more transparent and based on assumptions.
Got your pictures across the street?
I can get them from right here. It's the same public sidewalk.
You could get them from over there. Just
So I could get them from Google Earth, but I didn't. I got them from over there. That's not a crime. It's not a
It
crime.
certainly raises suspicion. when
It
you're
doesn't
dealing with-
matter if it raises suspicion. It's not a
It
crime.
certainly does. We're
No, it
we're
doesn't.
charged with
It's not a
investigating
crime.
suspicious activity.
It's not. It's suspicious activity. Is that a misdemeanor or felony, sir?
Suspicious activity. is
Misdemeanor,
in and of itself,
misdemeanor or felony?
It's neither. It depends.
That's right. It's neither. So I haven't committed a crime.
No, but that doesn't mean we can't talk to you.
Yeah. Well, you can't detain me. That's the thing.
What's the Secret Service advising?
You don't detain citizens. And you don't touch them. You don't touch them.
What's that?
You don't touch citizens.
I couldn't hear you.
Don't get any closer to me.
Or else what?
You're invading my personal space.
Or else what?
What do you think is going to happen?
You tell me.
You tell me. You're the one who wants to lean in like you want to kiss me.
Entrance number 4.
And the only thing I can do is go backward into traffic. So
Okay,
if you're trying to, what do you think I was trying to do? Tell you to
No,
be
you're trying to leave.
Johnny on the spot
You're
and
trying to
move over
leave.
here. Until you try to be Johnny on the spot and prevent me from coming away from the street. You're not serving and protecting. Did you take an
If
oath?
You go out to,
Did you take an oath to
where the,
protect
entrances where
the United States
ticket
citizens?
booths are on
Did
the
you take an
Parnell
oath?
side?
Sir, I'm talking to you. Did you take an oath?
Just a second.
Did you take, I don't care what you're doing. Did you take an oth? I'm talking to you, public
Yeah,
servant.
Coming Parnell side, that'd be
I'm talking to you, public servant. Did you take an
Go
oath?
out and around.
Did you take an oath?
I did.
To uphold the Constitution.
I did.
This is a First Amendment protected activity. So why don't you get back in your car and get back to your job? This is not your job.
Just a second.
Don't do that to me. You keep leaning in like you can't hear. So I'm speaking
I
up
got an
for you.
earplug here
So I have
and over
two.
here.
I have two.
Okay.
So what?
I'm not hearing you over this loud, guys. So, yeah, just come to entrance 4 off of Parnell. Secret Service.
I don't want to get pushed in the street. Am I being detained
Yes.
or am I free to go?
You're being detained.
Under
Detention.
what suspicion of crime? I don't need to hear your lip. Am I being detained or am I free to go? That's the only thing that
Sidewalk
matters.
Has been secured and rented by.
Am I being detained
Service.
or am I free to go?
If you
Am I
refuse to
being
leave,
detained
you're
or am I
going to
free to
be
go? Am I
you can
being
film on the
detained?
other side
Am
of
I
the
being
street.
detained or am I free
Do
to
you
go?
understand that? Do
Am
you
I being
understand
detained or am I free to go?
Do you understand?
Am
that?
I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you understand?
Am
that?
I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you understand?
Am I being detained or am I free to go, sir?
Your refusal to leave will
Am I being
result in you
detained
being arrested
or am I
for
free to go?
criminal
Do you
trespass.
need me to go ahead and sign language it? Am I being
Do you
detained
sign?
or am I free to
Do
go?
you know how to sign?
Do you want me to say it in Spanish or French? Am I being
¿Habla
detained
español?
or am I free to go?
¿Habla español?
Which one?
Entiende?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Okay. You
Am
can
I
film
being
on the other side of the
detained
street, but you
or
cannot
am I
be on the
free to
sidewalk.
go? Am I being detained?
If you understand that, you are
can
free
I
to go.
am I free to go? Am I
you
being
understand
detained?
that, you are free to go.
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Okay.
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
you
You
understand
have
the
to
options
release
that I
me.
explained?
You have
Do
to
you
release me
you
from
understand the options that I
detainment. You
gave?
have to release me from detainment. It's not up for me to make a decision whether or not I understand something. It's up to you to release me from my detainment. Am I being detained
You are
or
being-
am I
you are
free
free
to
to
go?
But
Thank
if you
you,
don't
sir.
leave the sidewalk,
I don't care to hear your lip.
Okay.
I'm not on the sidewalk. How's that?
Have a good day.
No, you.
As a general rule, the First Amendment allows anyone to videotape public spaces and government officials. Filming on public property, like a sidewalk, is usually allowed. Filming alone may not warrant identification without other evidence of a crime.